The current project has a single narrated track on track 1. We're going to add dynamic captions. So right-click and add. You can see that dynamic captions have been added. We'll trim the dynamic caption tool back a little bit. I'm going to double-click on the purple line to expose the captions. And then Control-Shift-9 to zoom out so we can see the individual flags. Now, if we were to play through this, we would find that there are a number of timing errors. For instance, the word I here doesn't start to here. Dynamic doesn't start to here, and so forth. So we'll need to correct these timings. And that happens throughout most of this entire clip. I'm going to make those adjustments off camera. Here's the same clip after I made the adjustments to the timing of the dynamic captions. Before doing any adjustments, I separated audio and video, which makes it easier, in my opinion, to manage dynamic caption placement. I'm going to zoom in here. You can now see that the individual flags are lined up closely with where the narration takes place. Before proceeding, let's play through this. I have a library called Dynamic Captions. In the library, I have 11 dynamic caption assets. One of them is a blank or space holder asset. The others are placeholder words using the numbers 1 through 10. We're going to demonstrate how to use one of these library assets to add an additional word to a pre-existing set of dynamic captions. Okay, nothing special. Let me zoom out here a little bit. What I want to do is add some voice narration at this place and then add in those missing dynamic captions. I'll use voice narration to add in additional narration. Before doing so, I'm going to add a track above track 2 where the narration currently is. So we'll insert a track above. I'll need that space to work. Now I'm going to start voice narration and just say some extra words. Control-Shift-N. These are some additional words. Control-Shift-N. I'll save it. Make this work good, I'll bump my gain so it matches the rest of my stuff. Pull this back. Pull this over to where I want it to cut in. Now I need to make some space here, so I'm going to pull this down, hold down Shift, move this out of the way, slide this back, Shift, slide, back where they were about. Now if I play this, this is what I hear. Numbers 1 through 10. These are some additional words. Control-Shift-N. Okay. Now, you did not see any dynamic captions here. Indicates they were assigned, but you don't see them. That's because the tool doesn't lay over top that clip. So I'm going to do this. Now, if we scrub, you can see the additional words. And let's do this, play through it again, and see what it says now. These are some additional words. Control-Shift-N. Okay, the word these is completely missing. The rest of these are mistimed, and we have some thing down here we don't need. So let's get rid of what we don't need right away is Control-Shift-Alt-Delete.
right arrow, Control X, gets rid of that. Now we need to adjust our timing here.
These are some additional words.
All right, words is pretty good. Additional is probably here, I think. Some are. Let's check.
These are some additional words.
Now that timing looks good. All we need to do now is get a replacement for the missing word. I'm going to go to my library. That's the R key. And in the library, I have some replacement words that I'd like to use. These are placeholder dynamic captions. I'm going to use this one. And before proceeding, I'm going to pull this down to here. So I've got some space up here. Now with the playhead about here, I'm going to drag down this asset, slide it forward. And you'll notice it's currently got some narration on it. I'm going to silence that so we don't see it. And I'm going to slide the beginning of the caption over top of the start of the word. Now this currently says 001. I need to change it. I believe it was these. Let's find out.
These are...
Yeah, that's the word these. So I'm going to double tap to select, put this over there, use the C key to go to dynamic captions. Here it is. I'm going to select that and type in these, These. I'll save it by clicking here. Now if I play...
These are some additional words.
All right, we have a little overlap here, so I'm going to pull this back so it doesn't interfere. We'll try it again.
These are some additional words.
All right, we've got that fixed. Now, I'm going to point out we're missing our video, and the video is gone because we made our cut here. Now, if your video under this area has action, you don't want to use a frame extension because that'll replace the action again here. So what I'm going to do is go back one frame. Now I'm back one frame. Before I save my frame, I need to disable these dynamic captions so they don't show up in the frame. So I'll turn them off temporarily. Add in my frame, exported frame. Trim this back. Pull him down, slide him over, fill him in, re-enable dynamic captions. Now let's play it and see how she looks.
These are some additional words.
Before moving on, I'm going to point out that because we have a separate clip here holding the word these, that word displays all by itself. But the rest of these are some additional words display as a group. If I want to make these display as separate words, I can add a split between them. So I can go select the clip, S key, select the clip, S key, and select the clip, S key. Now, if I scrub across, these are some additional words. Just passing this on in case you would like to slightly modify how the original display looked. I'm going to undo this with a bunch of Control Z's. 1, 2, 3. We're back where we started. Control Shift 7. So basically what we just did was we added some additional narration using voice narration. We then added in the additional dynamic captions that were part of the voice narration. When we did that, we found out that there was a missing dynamic caption. And so we used one of our library assets to add in that missing dynamic caption replaced our video, and we finished our project. So if we go back to the beginning, we'll play it all one more time. In fact, let me trim this beginning off here so I don't have to see all this. And now let's play it.
I have a library called Dynamic Captions. In the library, I have 11 dynamic caption assets. One of them is a blank or space holder asset. The others are placeholder words using the numbers 1 through 10. These are some additional words. We're going to demonstrate how to use one of these library assets to add an additional word to a pre-existing set of dynamic captions.